Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Godspawn. Hope you all enjoyed the clips there. This is my update 45 Magplar PVP build. It's a really solid build. It's focuses a lot on like dot pressure and status effects. A lot of you guys are gonna hear that. You're gonna know what I'm running already, but if not, just keep watching. This build allows me to kill competent players in 1vx solo situations. I feel like a lot of people that don't expect the damage that this build puts out and they're not used to handling that kind of pressure, and it catches even competent players off guard, and that's why I really like using it. It's a little bit different than the builds that I've used in the past, but once you get used to it, it's extremely powerful. And yeah, I can't really say enough like how strong I think this build is. Honestly, there's no other build I'd rather play open world right now. I've tested out so many different builds, so many different gear combinations. I'm main Magplar, and I have not found anything better than this. Obviously, in dueling situations, you could slap on a different setup and like maybe find out a more ideal setup. Like, I'm not using Reliquin, so Reliquin right now is insane for duels. But open world, I truly believe this is the best setup. So let's get into the gear. So front bar, I'm running Rally Cry. I got Nirnholm with Disease Enchant, and I'm running Charge with Poison Enchant. Backbar, I got the Ice Staff defending with the weapon power, weapon damage glyph. Then I got, for my gear, I'm running 3 medium, 3 light, 1 heavy. So I got the Magma Incarnate helmet, just the 1 piece for the recovery. Then for the 5 piece, I got Serpent's Disdain. So this set is crazy, guys, especially on Templar. It's just like puts you at a whole other level. So I got the medium helmet, heavy chest, reinforced, medium shoulders, impen, sash, impen, light gloves, impen, light breeches, and then medium boots. So make sure you have your sash and your gloves light, and then obviously a heavy chest. The other stuff will be medium, and then you just have either your legs, feet, shoulders, or helmet can all be, one of those pieces can be light. But this is how I got it. So I got Rally Cry, Swift Jewelry, all Swift, so 2 Swift, and then Markin Ring of Majesty. So I tried this build with Death Dealers, I tried it with Markin, I tried it with Satan Seducer, and I found Markin to be the best. The reason I like Markin because the armor makes you feel a lot tankier, and I felt a little bit too squishy with Death Dealers. And I'm not using Satan Seducer because all of the status effects that we get from Serpent's Disdain is basically all of the minor buffs. So I feel like we're not getting the full value of Satan Seducer with this build. Plus, like, you know, we already have Major Resolve, and like, yeah, we get the other buffs, but I just feel like we wouldn't be getting the full value out of this. And Markin is just overall, like, always giving us a solid 200 weapon and spell damage and the armor. So you can't go wrong with Markin. You could try Satan Seducer if you want. This is just what I prefer. The Swift, guys, is like, I feel like it's needed on this build. I've played without it, but I just feel like the Swift and like having that movement speed just brings you on a whole other level. I know I've said that a lot, but it just allows you to have it allows you to choose your fights a lot more. It allows you to like drag fights out, like, you know, like over a decent landscape, so you don't just get like zerged down by like 10 people and you're not able to like separate the group at all. I feel like this allows you to like move around and avoid some pressure, and allows you to like set up your burst. So like, you know, you can run away. You guys saw in the clips, like, you can hit a Ellie sus and then like switch to the front bar, power the light, and you already have like a bunch of status effects on the people, and you're like ready to go in for your burst combo from there already. So anyways, there's the gear. Here's our character sheet. So we got Grand Champions, the best title in the game. We have pretty decent stats. Usually my like max stats are a little bit higher, but that's usually because I'm using Death Dealers. But we got some really good stats going here. We got high recoveries. I'm gonna put like the fully buffed stats at the end of the video, but fully buffed, we got like 2,000 mag recovery with 1,400 stam recovery. On the front bar, we have 6,400 spell damage, fully buffed, 9k pen with like 32% crit. And then our resistances, I can show you quick right now. I'll just lightly buff up, but our resistances are both. That's on the front bar, and then on the back bar, just about 30k. So yeah, 31k spell, 27k physical, and then we do have like 3,600 crit resistance with Rally Cry. So we got 32 points into mag, 28 points into health, and then I just got 4 points into stam just to get up to 17k there. It just made the stats look a little bit cleaner. Yeah, on the front bar we got 24,000 stam, mag, 17,000 stam. I just like the way it is. Then we got the Lover Mundus Stone, and yeah, we're also running Bewitched, smoked bear haunch food, and we dropped Vamp this patch. So Vamp got the 15% nerf. I know it probably got that a while ago, but I just came back after like 10, 11 months off. So I dropped Vamp. I get a lot better sustain, and yeah, if you want, you could go Vamp, but I'll get into like the options once we kind of go through the skills. So front bar, you got Living Dark. You have to have the skill. It's just like, it's so much healing. One of our best heals. I do notice a difference like when I don't have this up and I'm taking pressure. I can tell I'm being hit a lot harder there and like feeling a lot more pressure than I would if I had this up. So anytime you know you're about to take some pressure or like you're about to engage in a fight, get this up. Next, Power of the Light. So this gives us our Sundered status effect. So Sundered's going to increase our weapon and spell damage by 100. It's also going to do instant damage, and it's going to give us minor breach as well. So that's like 3k pen. Next we got Race Against Time. You guys know this skill. Major Expedition, Minor Force. We got the, and then it cleanses snares, sorry. Then we got Bloody Contingency. This is going to give us our hemorrhaging status effect. So it doesn't automatically proc hemorrhaging, but it's like a 20% chance, I believe, on the instant damage initially, and then with a dot that I added to it, it's about 1% chance on the dot. But either way, I know it's not 100%, but I love this skill because you can chamber it. So it's like you hit this skill and then it's not going to go off until you cast your next ability. So like you will see in the clips, like I just like hit this ability right before I'm about to like Dawnbreaker, and it's just so much burst. It's like so much. Or if I like don't have a DB, then I'm like hitting this and like light attacking into my Power of the Light. So I don't have the class mastery yet. If I did, I would maybe use the class mastery to switch out the bleed dot to like increase my weapon and spell damage by 150 and increase my armor by another 2,000. That'd be really good. And then the bottom here, guys, like the minor intellect and minor endurance, that's needed. It makes such a huge difference in our sustain. It's like that's the biggest difference maker with like that specific script. But I feel like you want the bleed damage for sure, because you want the hemorrhaging. The dot you could switch out with your class mastery. Once I do have the class mastery, I'll switch that. I might try that out, but I'm leaving the minor intellect for sure. Next we got sweeps. You guys know about these. It's still really good, and I love running sweeps because it allows us to keep the pressure, and it gives us a lot of damage ticks, which allows us to keep up our Burning Light passive, which I feel like with this build and the Burning Light passive, since we're doing damage all the time, like with so many dots and stuff, it's just like stacking and stacking and stacking, and Burning Light's just going off like crazy. So I've tried taking sweeps off, but I've just found that I just don't like the way that it feels, and I feel like I just don't do the same amount of pressure. If you wanted, you could try going Vamp and then using you could switch out Bloody Contingency and use Arterial Burst and then still use jabs, or you could just use Arterial Burst and then you could use like Radiant here, which is Templar's Execute, as you guys should know, but if not, I'll show you. But Radiant Glory, so you could do that. You could also use Toppling Charge, but I like the way that I have the skills right now. I know I don't have a stun, so that's why I'm using DB. And you know, at first I didn't know really how I would like going about like playing an open world not having like a spammable stun, I'll say. But I feel like you don't even need it. You do so much pressure without that stun. You don't really need it. And then when you do drop your Dawnbreaker and you stun them, then it's like giving you the stun at like the perfect time. So don't let not having a stun deter you from this build. Just trust me, try it out. Then back bar, we got Temporal Guard, so gives us minor protection. We do get minor protection from using sweeps and yeah, like Atrix skill abilities. So we do get minor protection for this for like 4 seconds when we switch to our back bar. But here's the passive. Yeah, right here. So there's the passive right there. So we do get it for 6 seconds. But, you know, we're not always jabbing on the front bar. We don't always get that. And sometimes we're stuck on the back bar for a little bit. So this just guarantees that we get our minor protection on the back bar. Next, we got ESO. So ESO gives us major breach. And then it's also giving us burning, chilled, concussion status effects. But since we're using an ice staff, we also get minor brittle as well. So that's 4 status effects from this skill. So there's 9 status effects in the game. Anyways, I'll get more into that. But yeah, so this gives us 4. Then we got Vigor. It gives us minor resolve and our heal. Best heal over time in the game. Honor the Dead. You guys could consider the healing soul ability for scribing, but it's a lot more expensive than Honor the Dead, and I feel like it's a lot more likely to get stolen from you if you're playing like in a group in BGs or like you're around another player in open world. This is like a cone, so if your health is low and someone else's health is low and you want to heal yourself, you can face the camera away and you know you're going to heal yourself. Whereas the healing soul, it's just a AoE, so it can be stolen and you can't, like, you don't have the ability to turn away to make sure that you're healing yourself. Also, the other skill is so expensive. This is a lot cheaper, and this gives you the ability to like get your resources back if you use it under 75% health. So like it turns this like 3,900 costing heal over time to essentially, like, I don't know, just quick math, like 1,800 meg if you use it every time under 75% health. So for me, that's a huge deal. It saves me a lot of meg sustain, and of course, you know, you're missing out of like on the you're missing out on, I'll show you, I don't know if I even have it on this build, but no, I don't. But you can get major mending, I believe, from the other skill, so you're missing out on that, but I don't feel like it's worth it with the sustain. It's just not reliable enough in my opinion. Anyways, next we got restoring focus. So this is going to give us essentially 484 stam recovery. It's going to give us our major resolve, and it's also going to give us a pretty solid heal when we're when the rune's up, and an extra heal when we're standing inside of it. So if we're in like a duel, I'm like, you should almost be in this the entire time. If it's like a really close duel, you're taking a lot of pressure, you're gonna stay in this. It's kind of cheesy. But next we got extended ritual. That's our purify, and yeah, that's the skills. Okay, next we have our champion points. So our champion points are a big deal in this one. It actually makes quite a big difference. So green tree, everyone always says these don't matter, but this is what I do. I got war mount, gifted rider. That doesn't matter at all, but these two matter. I should probably have ration. Oh, I don't have rationer in. I should have this in. And then I got Steed's Blessing. I like it being faster out of movement, out of combat. But you could also have a rationer, and yeah, liquid efficiency is good as well. But I'm using cheap potions. But you should probably have rationer in, and gifted rider, and war mount. Those are the best for PvP. Anyways, here I got Untamed Aggression. I feel like I could maybe switch this out. I've been considering switching to Duelist Rebuff for Untamed Aggression there, but I just kind of like how it is right now. I got Occult Overload, so I'm considering switching this out as well, to be honest. But this is whenever you kill an enemy under the effect of a status effect, which is all the time for us, they explode for 5,000 Oblivion damage to enemies around them. So, and it applies another status effect to people around them, which is going to be on for an extra 16 seconds with with Serpent's Disdain. I'm not sure if I even showed the 5 pieces Serpent's Disdain. I'll go back and show it, but yeah, so I've been considering taking this out because, like, in reflection, watching the clips, it looks like this doesn't always, like, do a whole lot. Like, I don't know how often I'm actually, like, killing 2 people because of this, but I'll have to, like, look at more clips and see how it really adds up. But on paper, I love the look of this. Then we got Master at Arms, increase your direct damage by 6%. You have to have that. And then this is the most important CP right here, guys. So we got Force of Nature. So increases your offensive penetration by 660 for every stat target has. So all right, there's 9 stat effects in the game. With there's Burning, Chilled. We're able to have Concussion, up all 9 Brittle, which we get from at the same time. So this gives us about 6k pen if all of the status effects are up. The 9 status effects, I'll post what they all do, and yeah, so make sure you guys have that CP. That's the biggest difference. It's like a major damage increase. Next, for the red tree, we got, I run Celerity, increased our movement speed, so we got even more movement speed. If you wanted, since we got 3 swift, you could take that out since our movement speed's good already, and then maybe give yourself a little bit more armor, or you could run Pain's Refuge as well. But anyways, I got Celerity, Survival Instinct, so when we have a status effect on us, reduces our combat skills by 25%. Then I got Relentlessness, so after being stunned, we get major protection for 3 seconds. So this is most of the time when people do most of their damage to you. It's right after they stun you. So if you get, like, in-cap bowed, you're going to have this major protection for the bow. So next we got Sustained by Suffering. Gives us a lot of recoveries. And then, yeah, you could run Pain's Refuge as well, but it's just my thoughts that we're using Purify a lot. So I feel like, you know, you're, like, counteracting this tree, so that's why I don't run that. But you could, I say, ideally, if you're going to remove Celerity, you could probably go here, give yourself more armor. All right, so that's the CP. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'll post the status effects, I'll post the fully buffed stats on the front bar and the back bar. And then I guess, like, for a rotation, I'll just kind of, like, go over our rotation quick, because just for you guys to see. So we're going to start with our Elisus. This is the rotation exactly. That's going to give us 4 status effects. You guys can see the dummy. It's got another one. Then, okay, let me restart. So boom, 4. You got our Sundered. This is going to give us Hemorrhaging. You could see on the top, a Poison just procced, so we got a Poison status effect. Yeah, so I'll show you the whole rotation, but you guys can see all the negative effects on the target dummy there. So let's go. As soon as it pops back up, I'll show you the rotation. So boom, boom, light attacks, and then you just jab and you keep your buffs up. Alright, so we killed this in 13 seconds. There's been a lot of times I've killed it in like 10 seconds, 9.7. Just kind of depends on the crit. But yeah, you want to light attack, Elisus, bar swap, light attack, power of the light attack, bloody contingency, and then light attack, jabs. Also, if I don't have an ult, there's a lot of times I'll go like this, and then I'll light attack, bloody contingency, and then light attack, power of the light if I'm close, and that is a solid burst. Yeah, so I feel like that's the build, and I hope you guys have a good day.